It's recording away now, just for a test. Went away.
Oh yes. We went away down to the road in the and we see coming across from the hill, what James Reardon. We didn't know him at the time.
That's Jim Johnny, is it?
Yes. And he came right direct onto us, as if we had a white flag showing to. He came right onto our house. And when he came on up the boat, he was crying. And we said, what happened to him? Also see Mylan is arrested. And we asked him, how did he know? How do you know Mylan is arrested? Oh, I do, so see. He was with me, so see, in the boat here. He went away down to Mahoney Kings and I came away up here towards Connie the Tins.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And I passed, he says, the soldiers. I passed the soldiers and went away. I passed them, the road, and they never saw me, or I saw them, alright, but they never saw me. And I came on this way, on this direction here, I said, and here's the Sullivan's house. Do you know that we were here? No, that he didn't know we were at Sullivan's house at all. We left there anyhow, and we went back again with him to Jim Reardon's house.
Yeah.
Right the very same way as James came himself. Went away back and we went in, and that Jim's father was inside sitting by the fire, and I said to Johnny, you had fierce trouble this morning here around today. Oh yes, he says, poor Sean is captured, I suppose he'll be shot. Here he may not, says I, he may not. Well, I danced to see there's poor hope for him. The rest of the boys walked in after a while into the kitchen then. And didn't I walk out and walk away back the passage and on to him and away back to my dump. See, was it there?
Yeah.
When I went to my dump, it was quite open.
Okay.
Not a bit inside it. Not a bit inside it.
The whole lot gone?
Machine gun gone. Part of a stuck machine gun gone. 7 or 8 rifles and our mines. All and our bags of ammunition. Leather bags of ammunition we took out of our barracks. All gone away. All gone. Taken by the military. That finished. That finished the job. I came to the right and say what to the boys, and I wanted to all the board left things pull on.
Yeah.
After a while it leaked out that they captured all. Captured mine and captured all our ammunition, all our rifles and guns and our machine gun. We had seen the military over in Kiskeen, the military were over in Kiskeen, and they were inside the public houses drinking. And after about half an hour they all collected up and went into the res and off they went for Burford Barracks.
And they didn't go in Kiskeen?
No, didn't go near us. They had 2 more prisoners with them. They were 2 Mahoney brothers.
Where were they from?
I mean, they flew there, they had them.
The blacksmiths?
That's right. They had them 2 with them as well.
They captured them that
morning.
Were they with Mylan when they were captured, or were they captured elsewhere?
Well, they were captured first before they
came to Mylan.
Before Mylan was captured, they were captured first.
Were they members of the volunteers?
They were dispatched from one of the boys' pocket.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, and they went in and searched the house.
Yeah, they took the 2 of them then.
Well, they took up the 2 and held them. They had seen Mylan in the field after coming out of the dike, and they asked them, Mahoney's know who was he, and they said they didn't know who he was. And one of the soldiers said, I'll know that guy in a minute. Up with the rifle and fired a shot.
At?
He up with the rifle and fired a shot.
At who?
At Mylan.
Oh yeah.
Over his head like
that. Yeah, I know, yeah.
And down he came down to the road, his hands up.
Is that right?
Walked down to the road.
But he wasn't captured at all at the time when Mahoney see him?
Oh no.
He wasn't?
No. Oh no. So they took him direct from that right up across the fields up into Mahoney Kings.
Was he armed when they took him?
Who?
Mylan?
No. He was after leaving him in the dike.
Is that right?
Revolver, 12 rounds of ammunition and a hand grenade. But afterwards, when he was captured and when they were taking him away, he informed them that if they went down when he got them,
yeah,
where he got himself,
yeah,
they'd find a revolver and 12 rounds of ammunition and a hand grenade. It was on that charge then he was charged, court-martialed.
They wouldn't have any other charge against him at all?
No, they wouldn't have. They had no other charge against him because they caught him at nothing else except that he had firearms.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was Drumhead court-martial to have firearms at that time.
And the usual thing was an execution, wasn't it?
Oh yes.
Firing squad?
Oh yes, straight away. It was only about 2 months before that we had...
he was court-martialed, was he?
He was?
And
Oh, he was court martialed.
the result?
Penal servitude.
Is that all?
Yeah.
For life?
Penal servitude for life. Yeah. What like call him Paddy
They knew well who he was, did they?
Oh, he told him who he was.
Did he?
They asked him.
And he gave him...
Oh, he told him who he was.
He did.
Yeah. Yeah. So the officers, of course, took him away then and took Mahoney and the two brothers away on to Kiskeen then.
What happened to Mahoney's?
They were held for about 2 months over in Butterfield.
Yeah.
They were go then.
Were they?
They were. They confined to the else again, no charge. No charge against him.
But Turing got off now. We start on Turing got off then. Was it the morning before, or the second morning before the ambush, he went into the village?
Second morning before.
2 mornings before.
Yeah.
He went into the village, and that was the first time he noticed the tracks on the road.
That's right.
And over to Patty's and he went, was it?
The stores of Paddy Casey's.
And so there he just found out who was in the...
There we found out from Paddy Casey who
what
was...
was back and who was in it.
Who passed in the two big touring cars.
But he had a pretty good idea that it was...
Oh, we knew.
Times, even that they were in service.
We knew they were officers, military officers, or something belonged to police, and we knew there were some commissioned officers.
Well, were they all military officers, or were some of them RIC officers?
Oh, some RIC, more than black and tans. Mixed, they were mixed.
Right. Any auxiliaries? No.
No. Oh, no.
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 Was there any auxiliaries at all left?
No. They had no escort.
What's here?
They had no escort. Only the two touring cars.
Two
One back.
Yeah.
They went back. He went back inspecting the RIC barracks all over Kerry.
What's here?
That could be about only a couple of months after Commissioner Smith was shot in Cork in the club in Cork.
That's right. Yeah.
He was appointed, and he did Kerry and what?
Do they know who shot Smith?
Oh, the Cork boys.
Some said it was Donovan. Is that right?
I have no idea. Some of the Cork boys, I say.
Yeah, they said it was Donovan. You know Sandra Donovan?
Yes, sure.
Did you know Sandra?
I did, yes.
He was a manager in Ballybeg, you know.
Yes, I'd say he was the man.
Is that right?
I'd say he was the man that shot him. I'd say he was.
But Holmes was in charge of the party that...
Oh, he was?
And they went to, was it from Tralee they returned in?
Was.
2 days after.
That's right.
And what barracks had they, any idea what barracks they had covered or
No,
inspected?
we had no idea. Oh no. We had no idea what barracks he called to inspect. No, we had no idea.
In preparing the ambush, did he occupy both lanes as well as both sides of the road?
That's right. Oh, we did.
Roughly how many altogether was in it? About 12, 14?
12 and there could be about 5 in the western Glen, the western SU.
Yeah.
There could be 5 boys there with shotguns.
Is that right?
Yes.
There were some of G Company too, were there?
There were. That's right.
And was that your company? Were you G Company or what?
I'd say that was a local company.
That was the local company,
having the shotguns, I said it'd be local company. Well, we were...
They were at the Western Glen?
They were. We were at the Eastern Glen then.
And how many was at the Eastern Glen?
About 10, I'd say about 10. 8,
about 15 altogether.
Yes, about that. About 8 at the southern side of the road, as you go back.
There was 8 at the southern side?
Southern side.
That was the hill above it?
That's right, the hill above it.
Both sides of the hill? Both sides of the valley?
That's right.
And how many was at the lower side then?
2. Finucane and me at the lower side.
At the lower side. And was there any other body with you?
No.
That was the only 2?
It's only a small bit of a ditch.
I know it is. I see that.
Yes.
Finucane
and me were only at that ditch. No more at that ditch. No.
Is that right?
No more at that ditch. And then we had seen him coming. It's a flat road back along as far as Scat Glen.
Had you signalman over crossing the Glen from the other side?
We had.
Yeah, that was Jenny Owen, was it?
That's right, that's
right. Do you know him?
Yes, I do.
I was talking to him.
That's right. Well, we got a tip there from him, all right. We knew how many was coming, you see, and we had seen the cars and about a mile back coming along. So we got ready for him then. And boys the Western Glen behind, at the Western Glen fired a
few shots.
Fired a few shots of shotguns.
After they're passing?
After they're just passing.
Yeah.
And of course
They didn't stop.
They accelerated,
They accelerated, yeah.
you see, and ran into the trench out
Ran into the
trench
trench in the second lane.
within a couple of feet of it.
They didn't run into it, did they?
Oh no,
I needed two cars.
no. One car just ran into it and pulled up within about 2 feet of it.
Yeah. And the other one?
And the second car came on and came to the other side of it,
Yeah.
right within 2 feet of it.
The northern side of it or the southern side of it?
The northern side of it.
Yeah.
The two were just pulled up.
Pulled up side by side?
Yes, covering the breadth of the road.
Is that right?
Yeah. Two covering the breadth of the road. And then they got out and some got under the cars. Some crept under the cars for shelter from the bullets.
Yeah.
And Holmes got out of this last car. He was in the last car. He got out of the last car, and it looked as if he was injured going to the southern side of the ditch. The southern side of the ditch. He went after coming out of the car.
Yeah.
But it looked as if his leg was broken, like he hurt his leg or broke his leg coming out with the door. There must be a second lock on the door, and it jammed in again and caught him, and he fell in the road.
Is that right?
Got up then and scrambled across over to the other side of the ditch, or the southern side of the ditch.
Was he wounded when he crossed the road? He was.
He didn't say. You could scarcely know. He was. He made as quick as he could, like for the ditch, for support,
Yeah.
for to keep him up with his two hands. And
That would be near where the road was trenched, was it?
that's right. Yeah.
Was there much of a ditch there?
Where
he went for?
Oh, there is a big cliff, a big high cliff over.
Oh, it's for the high cliff he went actually.
That's right.
Oh, I see.
For the southern side of the road,
Yeah.
not the northern side.
I know,
the
yeah.
southern side of the road.
Southern side, yeah.
Was a big high cliff above, big high cliff.
Was he not opened into the the firing party the upper side of the road?
Not so much.
Wasn't he?
Not so much entirely.
But did some of them fire from under the cars?
Oh, they did.
The most of them went under the cars.
Most of them went into the cars.
Did they?
They did. Most of them went into the cars, and they found out it was hopeless.
Yeah.
And they had just came out and put up their hands.
Oh, which of them surrendered first?
All the black and tans.
Oh, the whole lot of them?
Yeah, the whole of them. Except one RIC man. One RIC man embedded himself into an angle in the ditch, and he held there.
He held there?
He held there for about a quarter of an hour.
He did?
Never surrendered.
And he was at the lower side of the road, the northern side?
Northern side of the road. There was a little elbow in the ditch there, and he just got right into that.
Into that elbow?
Elbow in the ditch, and he worked his...
Well, he was firing at the two of the...
He was rushing Finucane, he was firing at Finucane and me. That's right, Finucane. He was firing at the two of us at the old ditch. And the boys at the southern side were trying to get him, and they couldn't get him. And finally, Mylan gave an order to me to leave my position.
Was he partly covered by the cars? No?
No.
Wasn't he?
He was quite open.
He was?
He was quite open. He was back, I suppose, 10 to 15 yards from the cars.
At the far end of the lane?
At the northern side.
Yeah, at the northern side of the lane?
At the northern side of the road.
Yeah, but was he back behind the centre of the lane now, or was he at this side of it?
Oh, he was behind.
Was he?
He was.
The far back side?
Far back side. Oh, he was. The far back side he was.
But you said mine gave an order?
He gave an order to me to get around him, go around him, to leave my position, go around him. So I went down a bit.
You went down the glen, did you?
Down across the glen.
Very exposed there?
Very exposed. Very exposed.
Was he firing at you while you were crossing it?
Well, he never saw me.
Didn't he?
No. But he was... I
know he was engaged by it.
He was still firing at the ditch.
Was he?
He was sure we were still there.
Yeah.
Because no bullets came down through me and Finucane and me crossing the valley.
Did Finucane cross the valley with
the open field, he did, yes.
Two of you crossed the valley?
Across the valley up along.
Together?
And we went up just behind him, within, I suppose, about 20 yards of him, at the western side of him. And I just had my rifle up on the ditch, just going to take aim at him when somebody fired above the southern side. A Miles crowd fired, and a bullet hit him in the elbow.
Is that right?
Just at the very act at the time I was just going to fire him, when he came out and put up his hand.
He did?
Rifle fell out of his hand.
I see.
He came out and surrendered. Put up his hand.
But Holmes never fired a shot?
Oh no, never.
Never?
And he had no gun in him.
He hadn't?
No gun.
And there were two shotguns in the car, so
Two
shotguns in the car?
Two automatic shotguns.
Two automatic?
Yeah.
They were the repeating type? Or
repeating type.
They were Winchesters, so
that's right.
Yeah.
And I went to Holmes and I asked him, was he badly hurt? He said, I'm very dry. He said, well, could you give me a drink?
Yeah.
I said, no, I couldn't give a drink. That houses are very scarce around here. Nearest house 8 miles away from here.
Yeah.
I couldn't get you a drink. He said, if you go to my car. He said, well, my car is over there. He said, you're making a couple of oranges. He says, in the back of it.
Yeah.
I went to his car and I found a couple of oranges.
Yeah.
And I brought on an orange and peeled it. So here I did my hand in all.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was wounded in the stomach, was he?
I opened his coat to see, badly, could I see any hole after going through the clothes.
Yeah.
And what fell out of his clothes was a big plisk of blood.
I know, yeah.
But he
Clot
said,
of blood.
clots of blood.
He was badly wounded, was he?
Very badly wounded. He was very badly wounded.
Was he wounded in the eye as well?
Oh, not at all. His face and eyes was perfect.
Is that right?
It was in here in the body.
In the stomach?
In the stomach, it was in the shoulder, it's in the breasts.
Was there anyone of them wounded in the head?
No. Only in the ankles and arms.
Is that right?
They were all perfect. There was
there many more of them wounded?
They were all wounded, every whole one of them. Every one of them were wounded. Every man, every black and tan or I see man was wounded.
Yeah.
And in the first car, the very minute they stopped, the first car, the driver got out straight, and the very minute they got out, the machine gun caught him across the chest.
Was the machine gun cut Holmes? No?
No, no. No, it was all rifle fire.
Roughly how many rifles are there?
Those?
No, but the IRA? Yeah.
And there was only 10 there.
Yeah, but how many rifles were there?
About 10 riflemen.
But about 10 rifles?
That's all. About 10
and
riflemen. We had 10 riflemen and we had the machine gun. We had the machine gun in course, you know. We had the machine gun. And 10 riflemen. The machine gun didn't work too very long at all. It got jammed.
Yeah, is it a fact that only fell one burst?
That's all.
And that's the one that caught the driver?
That's the one that just caught him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he capture much ammunition from them?
A rifle each and a revolver each.
Rifle each?
A revolver each and 2 slings of stuff.
2 slings?
Yeah.
Was it the driver that had those 2 slings?
Oh no, every man had 2 slings.
Each?
Every man had about 200 rounds each.
Because I believe they had to cut the slings off the driver afterwards.
That's right.
Is that right? He was so matted with blood.
And turn him upside down, there was a revolver in his pocket, isn't it?
Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Could you remember the names of the fellows that took part in the engagement?
That's including got it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jack Jones, John Jones.
Jack Jones.
Glenn Collins.
Was he in action?
Well, he was there.
Was he?
He was.
And Sean Mylan?
Sean Mylan. And
Con Mylan?
No, Bill Mylan.
Bill Mylan?
Bill Mylan, yeah. And Sean Healy.
Sean Healy?
Yeah.
Jim Johnny, was he in it?
No. Dan Brown.
Dan Brown.
And McDinney Sullivan.
That was a fellow that was called Mike Dinny.
That's right, that's right.
I heard about him.
Yes.
He was a foxy-headed.
That's foxy,
ginger-headed fellow.
That's right, he's over in America now.
Is that right?
That's the lad, yes. And then you had Dan Brown.
Who was Dan Brown?
He was called Dan the Crow. He was from Wheeling.
Oh yes, I heard about him.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And
Dan the Crow,
who else?
Who
else? There was some Buckley fellow was there from Millstream.
No, it was our local lads because we hadn't time to go to pick up strangers. It was only a rushed up thing, you know, because we weren't sure they were coming in.
Bill Mylan on the machine gun.
Oh, he was?
Who was with it?
Healy. Sean Healy.
Was he from
Kilcorny over here?
Kilcorny side.
That's right. Yeah. Kilcorny over here. And then Finucane and me at the road side of the road.
Yeah. Was Jack Leary?
No. All those fellas didn't ever come out until it was all over.
Is that right?
No. No, you had only about altogether now in Newmarket, a flying column, you had only about 17 men.
The whole lot?
The whole lot.
Combined?
So, 17.
How many here in the...
That'd be 17.
How many in the Kentor?
That'd be 17 active servicemen. You know.
I know, yeah.
That's all you had.
Yeah.
All those men that were in the run.
Yeah.
They never went home. Like,
I know, yeah.
You know. You had all the other first and you had afterwards, you know, and of course they mixed up and they said they were here and they were there, and they did it for the purpose of trying to get a pension.
I know, yeah.
I suppose, more or less,
yeah.
I suppose, you see. Because...
that accounts for all the medals and stuff.
Yes, all those fellas would get more pensions than I would.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah.
Because if they said that they were in the black and tan regime fight, you see.
Yeah.
If they said they were in the black and tan regime, they'd get 3 years service for it.
Yeah.
If they said they were in the Civil War afterwards, they get 3 more years service for it.
Is that right?
I was give 4 years service against the black and tans. I had no service in the Civil War.
Yeah.
I took no part whatsoever.
I know, yeah.
Therefore I was only entitled to 3 years. They'd only give me 3 years, and they didn't give me 3 years, they only give me 2 years and a half. Oh, they gave me altogether was £27.10. £27.10.
Yeah, the man had done all the fighting.
Yeah, there you go.
Huh?
That's all they gave me. No more.
Sure, that Civil War shouldn't have accounted at all.
Oh no, we allowed that, but
Huh?
that's the way the things do happen, sure.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it shouldn't be on at all, of course. Didn't you hear all these boys, these lads, you know, saying they were here and they were there, like the fella I told you, know.
Yes,
You see, General Galvin came in with the uniform, mind you, on a rifle.
All right.
See, we to go to Clonban. Pure nonsense. We had no,
No.
we had hardly the closeness. There's a mind the uniform.
Yeah.
You don't
It's a
know.
fight.
You don't know.
Yes.
Not at all. No.
Was equipment very poor?
No, once you went, we had a rifle.
What you had was
We had a
once
good-
you had a rifle or a
We had a good
revolver,
rifle and 200 rounds of ammunition.
each.
Yes. Oh, yes.
It's all right.
Oh, we had a rifle and 200 rounds of ammunition.
You were pretty well equipped.
And then we'd, the following morning, we would run out again, we'd get another sling stuff again.
Okay, it's all right.
We were never shot.
You were never shot.
Never shot until such time as the truce came.
Is that right?
Yeah. When the truce came, any man, any one of us hadn't more than 12 rounds.
You had.
No.
Why did they pick it up?
Couldn't get it.
Couldn't get it out.
No. We couldn't get it. In fact, Mylan sent money to America, to Dublin, see could he get ammunition from Dublin.
Yeah.
And he got a reply back, plenty of it passing away, and he pick it up. That's over the military, over the glories.
Yeah.
We had no ammunition, we couldn't do nothing. We could do nothing. I'd say at that time, if the British knew the position, and if they set up camps,
Yeah.
say in Tower and Williamstown,
Yeah.
back further into Kerry and around like that, they'd do in the area.
They would.
They couldn't stir.
They would.
They couldn't
They would
stir.
eventually.
You know, they could do
They
nothing.
would. But of course, you'd probably have the case of where they'd swoop on one of these camps at night and
Not so easy.
wouldn't it?
Not so easy. They were well armed and
That's so easy taken.
they'd have communications between each other and everything else.
Yeah.
Very hard, you know. It wouldn't be so easy. Not so easy to capture a camp of soldiers, military at all.
Yeah.
No, not so
It
easy.
is not.
You should be very well equipped. You should have a machine gun. You should have all this sort of thing, and then they always put themselves in a good position,
Yeah.
good fortification.
I know. Yeah.
They always do.
Getting back to touring Europe again. After when they surrendered, were they taken up to Glen then? Or
No.
did you shift the prisoners up to them?
No. When they surrendered, we all came out of our positions, came onto the road, and I went to Holmes and asked him was he badly hurt. He told me he was very dry. I gave him the oranges, and we weren't too long there at all when we heard a report of another car coming on.
Was that from the signalman across, or was it from your own one?
One of our own lads saw a car
Yeah.
coming along. It was sun was shining in the evening, it was shining in the
Yeah.
glass, and they were said
What time was this when the ambush took place?
about from 3 to 4 o'clock.
Between 3 and 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
On the 28th of January?
That's right. But before that, the day before that now, when we went back to the place to inspect it, Mylan and myself, Mylan said to me, we'll make the trench at the eastern side here, Vaughan said to me, and look here to me, let you go into that house there, he said, and get a spade and a shovel and a pickaxe. All right, said I. I went away to the house to get the weapons. And when I went there was nobody there to help but a lady inside. She baking cake of bread at the table.
Yeah.
And I bid her good morning, and I said to her, any chance I said I could get a spade and a shovel and a pickaxe. She said to me, is it harm you're going to do to us? Oh, not at all, ma'am, straight, and for that I came to you. I came to do good for you, says I. You wouldn't know, said I, but I'd have a chance to have setting good share of bread for you today or something like that. I doubt you, she says to me. They're down there somewhere, down the yard, she said. Down the yard, they went into houses looking here and there. There was no man there, he was gone to the creamery or somewhere. There was no man there. After a while I found a little pickaxe. It was worn out.
Was that in the morning?
In the morning, I got a shovel, just like a spoon. And I got an old spade. And I was a long time getting him, of course. They were here and there and corners and everything, and I couldn't get him. And I came along out the yard, and who was coming in the yard in the road, but miling. And he said to me, "What the diblers keep you?" He said, "You were here all day. Why'd you come on with them weapons?" I couldn't say because I had nobody here to get him for me, and I had to go around from house to house and pick him up here and there. And in any case, I got no use. And I think, says I, we hardly need him at all. Why, so he said to me, and as we were just talking, who came out of the door? But the lady came out of the door. And so I said, "If we take that lady back," I said, "and put her in the next Essex, says I don't believe any." You didn't know it, or did you?
No.
Great God. Her blouse is down to that then,
Yeah.
you see?
Yeah.
And she had red petticoat on her,
Yeah.
and no stockings. This is the only time I see him smiling laughing. The only time I see a smile out of him. He walked out the gate and out the road. And I with him after with the weapons, we went away back and we cut the cinch. And after cutting the cinch, we went into position there for a while. And the next thing that happened about 3 o'clock in the evening was a thunderstorm started. And when the thunderstorm started, rain came shortly after that again, and we had to leave our positions. And we made for the same house again, for this lady again.
That was Daly's, was it?
It was the nearest house to us.
Yeah. Tony, I want to give you a message.
We weren't too long inside in the house anyhow, you know, and I said to the lady, "Any chance?" I said, "You'll make a cup of tea for us, missus," says I. "Oh, I will," she says, "why not? I'll make tea on it," she says, "but I'm very scarce in sugar."
Yeah.
"Oh, it doesn't matter," say, "about the sugar. We'll manage all right fine." She made the tea anyhow, and flashes and thunder and lightning was outside, and very heavy rain. And
That was the evening before the ambush.
even before the ambush. And her father-in-law was sitting in the corner, an aged man, going on 80 years of age, and he had a flannel waistcoat on him like all the old men used to wear long ago, you know.
Yeah.
And after a while I see him getting up and walking down through us. Of course there was 10 or 12 of us in the kitchen. We were sitting in blocks in the kitchen, and he walked down.
Tony, do the shop with Mummy now. Close the door there.
And I said to him, "Don't be going out, sir," says I, "because it's been raining very heavy, so you'll get drowned with in less than no time." He never pressured him, he walked away out. Lady made the tea, and after a while she turned round and she got the bread. There was 2 or 3 small little cakes, very small little cakes of bread, and she had them baked. And she got to order them and put them in her breast and give us all a piece of them, the very same she give a child. And we took out tea and took out a piece of bread nicely, no butter or anything. We were sitting down there having it nicely in blocks, and the next thing that happened was a donkey ran in between us, in the door, into the very kitchen, in the middle of the kitchen. And of course, when he smelled us, he began kicking like hell.
Yeah.
And there was spatters of rain flying out of his tail and everything. We had to cover up whole basins. It was in basins we got the tea.
It was.
In basins, and we had to cover our basins with our coat. We didn't know what was up with the donkey, or how did he come in so quick.
Yeah.
What was it with the old man after him? And he would be whale of sticking and hitting him down the back. And he was in the middle of the kitchen, the donkey, and he snoring and kicking mad. And the next thing the old man came in and hit him into the stroke down the back. And off with the donkey and up into the room, into the old man's room. Old man put him up and shut down the door and sat in the car and they wouldn't hit him. What do you think of that? Right, thanks.
But in the shifting of homes then, was he shifted in the car came on then?
Car came on, and when the car came on, we ordered him to halt. Of course he had to halt at the cinch.
Yeah.
But he came out and he saw the dead man. He was surprised, of course. He was frightened of his life. And ordered to put up his hands. He put up his hands, of course, straight. The poor man hit it, and we went down and we asked him who he was and examined his car. He was an inspector from the Department of Education. So we asked him how he drive this man to the Lee Hospital. He said he would, of course. And we got a horse of horns and put him right into the car, and Mr. Inspector drove him away on to Lee. We left the other men there, and we filled up our trench and took away one of the cars, burned the other one.
Why did you burn the other one?
Huh?
Why did you burn the other one?
There's no use to us. and we didn't
Was it
want...
damaged or?
No,
was
grand
it?
car, lovely car. In fact, the Black and Tan said, don't burn it, whatever you do, take it away. So no, you're burning a car worth £1,500. Take that car away, don't burn it. They begged and craved us not to burn the car. Take it away if it's any use, but don't burn it. It's a grand car. So we
Who burned the car? Which of you?
I think Bill Boyle and them. I think I think busted the
Tank.
no, but the punctures, the padding and things behind the throat out and two pets from this and blew it up and that's not right. Burned away, it's in ashes. Oh, except the four wheels. Took the other car across the way, we filled in the trench just abreast of the car. And Bill Boyle said,
what width is the trench? What width is it?
Old trench?
Yeah.
The whole bit of the road.
Yeah, but what width was it?
Oh, the width?
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose about 5 feet.
About 5 feet wide.
Yeah.
And what depth?
It'll be about 3.5 feet deep.
3.5 feet.
Yeah.
Well, that's to stop anything.
Oh, it would. And then it wasn't cut straight across the road, Tom. Slantways. So the one wheel would go in first and turn over, you see. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was, it was cut diagonal across the road. Well, which way would the car turn then? Up towards?
Or down. We meant to be turned down with the hollow. So that's fall about 20 feet below at the northern side, you see. Down we meant to the turn.
Yeah.
So that we didn't need fire shot at all.
I know, yeah.
Rest that they put up within 2 feet of the trench.
And the trench was cut dead centre of the glen, was it?
Oh, it was.
It was.
Yeah. It was. We leave that one now, I suppose.
What about removing the wounded then? Were they all removed in the...
We left them there, we didn't give a damn.
You left them on the side
Left
of the
them where
road?
they were on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I think some lorry came on from Butterfield somewhere around that very same night.
What type of lorry? A military lorry or a...
A military lorry with a lot of soldiers. I think they came on that night and just picked them up on the road, carried them away.
I kept them away.
Took them away to Lee.
So they were all there from 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock till that...
Until nightfall.
Until nightfall.
Oh, they were. They were there on the side of the road. And first they went into Dahlia's, as we don't know. We went away. We went into Williamstown, you know.
I think they were back to Foreigners first too, I think.
Could they?
I think
Could
they
be.
did, yeah.
Could be.
But where did you head for after leaving that day? You took the car.
Cargans.
You went back into Cargans again?
Up into Cargans.
Into Sullivan's again?
That's right. Up there we took it, and up there we took the car.
And how long did you remain there?
Only the following day. We removed the following day. We removed the following day onto Rock Chapel.
At Rock Chapel?
Yeah.
And you left the car at Rock Chapel?
Oh, carried on the car at Rock Chapel, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And where was it taken afterwards, or any idea?
Oh, we brought it down again, took a scheme again, and put it over in a place called Nicolan.
Yeah.
We dug a big trench in the middle of a field.
Yeah.
And put it down there, about 5 feet deep.
Yeah.
And oiled it and greased it and put it in there, and put the rafters over it. Built a house on the ground like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Left it there for there it was about 2 or 3 months.
It was.
Then Myron got some order to remove it again, and it was removed, and he wanted to take it up to Rock Chapel then. And it was put in a dugout there again, and after a couple of more months they got an order then again to shift it again. It was shifted again over here to Rathcoole,
Yeah.
Kilcorny, and the time of the big round up over here in Nad, it seems all cars, whatever instructions came from headquarters about cars, putting all cars together, it seemingly all the cars were put in that boat in up along, including Holmes's car, and there was a big round up there then in Nad, and a soldier fell into a car there. He captured the whole bridge and
Captured all that.
they all walked up here, they were all got up here to the hospital up here in Kenturk.
Is that right?
15 or 16 cars.
What regiment was up here at the office? What company?
Gloucesters.
Was it Gloucester?
The Gloucesters. Just they were decent lads, you know.
Is that right?
Oh, they were. Oh, they were alright, they were decent lads. They were all respectable.
They were.
They never did any dirty work.
They did.
No. No.
What was the worst crowd around here, or was there?
I don't know what their name was, they were over there in the barrack.
Is that right?
There was another section of them over than the barricade that wouldn't belong to the Gloucesters at all.
Were they the crowd that captured Colonel Clancy?
That's right. The Gloucester Regiment was about 700 men.
Is that right?
They were all stationed above here in the hospital. Well, but there was another regiment, I don't know what name, they were over here in the RIC barracks.
Yeah.
They had another section of them in Newmarket, of what was in the barrack in Kentucky here.
How did Charlie get shot there at the bridge?
They came into Newmarket, Moylan and himself and McDinney Sullivan and I don't know who else was with him. There was some other bodies anyhow, but they were going away out again, and Moylan had a spirit level, and wasn't he have to leave it up on the bridge?
You weren't with him at all this day?
No, no. It happened nearly by night.
Is that right?
Yes. It happened, well, it was dusk at the time, it happened. And after going on the road up towards Wheeling, Moylan said he forgot the spirit level that he left up on the bridge. And Charlie O'Reilly said he'd go down for it, and he went away down for the spirit level. Who would he meet at the bridge with the military? And they fired him.
Yeah.
They fired him and fired McDinney Sullivan.
Yeah.
Whereas Moylan was further up the road, they didn't fire Moylan, but they fired him. Those two, McDinney Sullivan had a narrow escape.
Yeah.
Very narrow escape, bullets of flying past him. But O'Reilly got shot. And he scrambled from there. Then when he got shot, he fell in the road, and he scrambled from that up to Dooley's cottage.
Yeah.
They followed him up to Dooley's cottage and got him there.
Did they? Was he dead when they got him? Or
No, he was alive. He was alive, wounded.
Did he die?
He died shortly afterwards.
He did.
He died, I think, that night. He did.
Were they stationed in Newmarket as military or?
Well, they were a section. They were a section that was belonged to the Kentucky barracks here.
Is that right?
They were
the same group.
Same group, same men. They were.
They were stationed in the barracks in Newmarket.
They were in the dispensary.
Dispensary.
Yeah,
Where was that?
Over where Dr. Burke is now.
Is that right?
Yeah. Over where Dr. Burke is now. They occupied that. That dispensary. They did. They did.
Was it the RIC or in the barrack? Was it the RIC that was in the barrack?
Oh, it was. RIC in the barrack. RIC in the barrack. The military over in the dispensary.
I know.
That's right.
What about Dunbannon?
I'll tell you a funny little incident first. We had a good company back there in Derrygallon, a good company, and Pat Clancy, Lord he was coming in Clancy at the time. He was in charge of us back there, and we had a good company there. And bigger, after a while, orders was coming to us from Dublin, to do certain things.
Yeah.
And the first order that came to us was to go out and collect shotguns that the RIC were going to collect all the shotguns in the farmers all over the country.
Yeah.
And now would we go out and collect them? So we went out and collected as many shotguns as we could. We went to a few houses where there was terrible opposition. They were Unionists, they were a Protestant crowd. Had to use some force and shots and things like that to try and get into the house and all that stuff. But we got
in the vicinity of Newmarket?
Well, Drum Tariff, yes. But we got our guns anyhow, we got the guns. And we got after a while, the next thing that came to us was an order for to collect income tax books in our locality, any income tax books. And in our area here, there was one man who was an income tax collector, and he was also a rate collector. He was a man named John O'Driscoll at Clonban. And we knew very well that was a very hot place to go, because this man had agitation, land agitation, with a man by the name of Hagerty Mill Street. And they were both moonlighting each other. O'Driscoll was taking his cattle and sheep off the farm, and taking him away along the road, miles and miles the road, and leaving him there, Hagerty used to get a crowd in to raid O'Driscoll and fire shots round his place and try and shoot him if they could, but he used to always escape out the window and make for Boherby barracks.
Yeah.
But we knew very well it was a hot job for us to try and face him, but we went there anyhow. about 6 of us. And when we knocked at the door, of course, needless to say, it was locked. He wasn't ready to see that it was raided by the Haggerty crowd.
Yeah.
And we told him who we were. We were IRA, and we were ordered to collect those income tax books he had. He said, oh, I know ye, he said. This is the Haggerty crowd again, he said. But I'm ready and prepared for you tonight. I've got no barracks tonight. We tried to get to him, we couldn't. And there was a scullery at the back with half a glass. And after a while I got a lat out of one of the windows, and I pulled the lat off, and after a while I was able to get out the frame. And we went in to the scullery, and the kitchen door then was there, and half of that was glass again. Now me and Morris Clancy went in there, and we were able to see old man at the head of the table. He having his double barrel shotgun, and his box of cartridges in front of him, and he waiting there for if we peeped in to be shot. And Clancy said to me, well, I shoot the bastard, he says to me, don't bother, say with the second of all income tax books. Why should you shoot him at all? He'll be all right, say in the morning, if you only knew who we were. For he used to say to us, put your face in, he said, a little bit further, he says, and if I know you, says he, I'll leave you in. Sure, he blows us under if we But in any case, we had another boy by the name of Neil O'Neill with us, and he had a rifle, and he went to the other side of the house, not to the back where we were at all, but he went to the front of the house.
Yeah.
And whatever happened to him, whether he did it designedly to frighten Driscoll or not, he fired a shot in through the window.
Yeah.
The front window. And the next thing we heard Driscoll say, oh my God, he says, you have shot one of the grandest men Ireland produced, poor Parnell.
His picture.
The bullet struck the cornice, and he fell down, broke the picture, fell down the ground. But we didn't get him anyhow. That
You didn't
night.
get the books?
No, we didn't get the books.
Had he them in the house?
Oh, he had. We'd
You wouldn't give them?
have to shoot him. He was sure we were the Haggerty crowd.
He was.
I was quite sure. But the following morning he came on with his pony and trap and a full load of books himself onto the garden hall to us. Landed the whole lot of the books to us and gave them to us. The following night we came down to look at the books now, who was paying income tax. And Morris Clancy had a big ledger, and he was going through it, looking at it and examining it. And after a while he said, come here a while, Vaughan. He said to me, come here a while. John Vaughan, Ballyoran, £28.10. That a good night's work last night, he says. £28.10 income tax for John Vaughan of Ballyoran. That's your father, he says. But now didn't we do good night's work, he says. But we did away with the books anyhow. Another thing that happened after that, shortly after that, was an airplane fell behind in Dromenick. An army airplane fell in Dromenick.
Yeah.
In the month of August, I think. And of course, it was the first plane that people ever saw back there.
Yeah.
They had never seen a plane before, and the crowds came to see it. And in the evening, I went to Clancy, see could we do anything about the plane to capture arms there, and I couldn't find Clancy at all. He was gone. And I went towards the plane anyhow, and I met a fellow there by the name of Dennehy, a local boy living only 3 or 4 fields away from where the plane fell. And I said, you see any of the boys around this evening? No, so I didn't see one of them. They may be below curtains, he said. I'm on the way down, so we'll try and see the curtains. We went down to curtains, couldn't find them. Not one of them there. We came up again up to the field of where the plane was after falling, and after a while the officer came out from Horgan's. He was out there having tea or something, and he came out and he gave an order to the people around, they disperse and go home now. And if any of them were in farmers' houses playing cards, if they were passing, if they heard an order to halt, be sure and halt. Don't move, halt, stand where you are, otherwise you'll be shot. And even no more to see, and I advised you to go away home. They all went away home, and except me and Dennehy, and we remained in the field. And after a while we were looking on at the soldiers below. It was a very warm evening, their tunics off, We had seen 2 or 3 soldiers gathering up all the rifles and putting them into a canvas bag, a canvas sheet. And the next day he got a nylon sheet and again and twisted around again and a big strap. I was only about 18 soldiers there and 18 rifles. He bundled the whole lot up with a strap around them, the 18 rifles together.
Yeah.
And clapped them alongside the sentry. There was a sentry standing alongside the aeroplane, but a little bit of rotan away around the plane. And he was standing there, the sentry, and the 18 rifles were put alongside him in the sheet now, as I say, strapped up and on. So I didn't he know, he's if you did, the lads weren't here now, said I. Even 2 or 3, we'd have the job done. I've got a revolver here in my pocket, said I told up the sentry, couldn't let us carry my rifles. Not a one there. It would happen to say to me, but so there and there, I couldn't know where they seemingly where they were gone was picking up rifles, going to Castle Magnan and going here and there looking for rifles. Not one of them around, they all gone away in places all over the country. But I came home anyhow, me and Denny came away home, and the following morning, it was a fair morning here in Kentucky, and the first thing I heard about 4 o'clock was a swarm of Kierloons passing my window, and they're screaming. And they were after coming over the bog over where Drumina, is where the plane fell. The boys ambushing the soldiers. Now what really happened there at their ambush was that they had a fellow by the name of Cunningham, a local boy down there, and he had an old rifle, an old Marja rifle. All he had for it was 1 bullet.
Yeah.
And an old Marja rifle always contains an old lead bullet.
Yeah.
And that's all he had altogether. And he was afraid to go down with him near the ambush position at the soldiers. He said he'd remain here on top of the field and leave he go away down, see, and he'll stay here. So the boys went away down by the ditch for to come and surround the soldiers below where they were. Cunningham thought him too wrong going down. He put his rifle up in the ditch, took aim at the little soldier below. The little soldier had a small little fire down with his hands over the fire.
Yeah.
Cunningham take aim at the soldier below, shot him. He jumped up in the air, fell down dead. All the soldiers got ready straight, and when they saw what happened, got ready and got their rifles and fired all round them, and the boys had a very narrow escape. In fact, Galvin got a scrape of a bullet from one shoulder to the other at the heel of the back.
Across the back.
Very same as you cut it with a knife.
Is that right? That was a close one.
Wanted. Following day,
What rank did Galvin hold that time?
he was covenant.
Commandant.
He was. The following day turned round anyhow, and the military from Kentucky came onto Boherbee. They came on first to Derrygurn, and when they came to Derrygurn, they went up to Connell's house, John Connell's house, and who had been there just but Connell and Clancy.
Yeah.
They were there, and the two of them tried to come out the door and escape at the back, and they opened fire.
This was at night?
Daytime, in the morning, about 11 o'clock the following morning.
Yeah.
Morning after the ambush in Drumina, after the plane ambush.
Yeah.
They tried to escape at the back, and they fired, the military fired, they saw him coming out, they fired them, shot the two. When they came up to him, they bayoneted Clancy then, with the bayonet. Some soldiers. I was in Newmarket the same day for a loading of stuff with a Guinness and car, and whilst I was there, I seen him arresting the band, the Newmarket brass band.
Yeah.
Take it out to Morris Canales and put it in the donkey car and carry it away to the barrack. And the old sergeant came over to me, Sergeant Egan. He said to me, "What's keeping you here?" He said, "In town. Would you belong more here?" I said, "No, I have a few more messages. I'm going to go back to Connell's. I don't belong here. Just get out of the town." I got my messages and I went away over the town. I went away home, and a place called Cooracadian Cross. I met Paddy Callan, Paddy the whaler they used to call him.
Yeah.
I met him there, and he come up to his cousins in Clongeel, and he was crying. So the Paddy says, "Hey, what happened to you?" "Oh, Dan, to see the two boys are shot over." "What two boys?" says I. "Connell and Clancy," says he. Two of them were shot over, say, at Connell's house. Military was coming this morning killing the two. Well, I went home anyhow. When I went home, I didn't tackle my jeans or anything else. When he got an old bicycle, I told one of the brothers to tackle him. I got on my bicycle and made off straight over for Connell's. And I passed in the cross, the Gurren cross. Just within 10 yards above it, I was talking to a woman in a cottage. And she said to me, Father White has gone up, says she. That's the parish priest. No, parish priest in Drumtariff.
Oh, yeah.
He's gone up on 90th, so she to me, he's gone up on 90th. And with that, who came down from the southern side, from the Drumtariff side, but 2 lorries of troops on RAC with him, onto the cross and passed me up. Of course, I was about 15 or 20 yards up at the cottage.
Yeah.
I wasn't in their lane. They couldn't see me or know me. They could see me on it, but they wouldn't know me. Up they went and up into my house. And when they went up into my house, they surrounded the house. And the boys were just after having their dinner somewhere in the yard, and there was one boy inside by the name of Tom. And they asked him who he was, and he told them. The officer said, come out a while, I want you. Carried him out the front door and carried him down the kitchen garden and put him up against the wall and brought on 12 soldiers then and told him, I'm going to shoot you. He says, you Captain Dan. No, I'm not. He said, I'm not. My name is Tom. All right, he says, you can carry on. Many an innocent man was shot before. So he ordered his men in front of him to shoot him, and who just came out of the hall door and down into the kitchen garden, but an RAC man from Barby. He said to him, what are you doing? I'm going to shoot Captain Dan. He says, he's not Dan and Don, he says, he's Tom. Oh, if that's the case, he says, I'll withdraw my men. Withdrew his men and went away out. Shortly after that, then, the day...
Close call,
What it is? After that, I went away, then I was over at Connell's and Clancy see him, and Clancy was alive. And I said, how are you, Pat? Says I, how are you, Pat? I am bad, Dan, says he to me, and I'm very dry. Would you give me a drink of water?
Clancy?
Clancy.
He wasn't killed at all?
No, he wasn't dead at all.
Wasn't he?
No. I said, are you badly wounded? Raise up the claws, he said, Dan, and see. I raised up the claws and looked at him. Sure, his intestines were coming out his side.
No, well.
After the veins.
The veins.
Just here, not up
Yeah.
here. But just protruding out there.
Yeah.
So I gave him a drink anyhow, and I stayed with him for a while. He had no more talk. And Maggie May Murphy, a girl there was there then, and she came up and she said to me, Dan, says she, don't you stay here a minute. No, she said, come on away with me. She says, for there's 2 lorry loads of police. She come up the passage and come up to the house. And probably they'd know you, and they might shoot you as well. Was to come away. So I walked away a certain way up the yard, with a lot of people knocking around the yard, of course, and came to see the scene and everything like that. But the district inspector from the market, District Inspector Deanan, and about 12 policemen came with him to find out. They wanted to find out now what really happened. So I went away up at Maggie May Murphy anyhow, and up the top of the yard, and I went away. I left that and went away back to Ballydesmond. I went to the run immediately when I found what they would do for me like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I am back to Ballydesmond. I'm back to my brother Tim.
Yeah.
In Ballydesmond. I had tea there, and who just dropped in, but a priest dropped in there.
Yeah.
And he heard about the shooting yesterday and all that sort of thing, and he was asking me about it and everything, and said that. And he asked me, where was I going? And I said, well, I'll come as far as this anyhow. He said to me, will you come with me? He said, I don't mind, Father, says I will. I came with him anyhow, and he went away down. He was living down Rainus up. But I went with him anyhow, and I stayed with him that night anyhow. And the following morning he said to me, I says, I'm in holidays. He said to me, he was in the foreign mission, and you come with me. He says, you'll be all right. I got ignored about that, Father, says I. You wouldn't know the Ballby police. I might be in a lorry back at Killarney or somewhere, and I'd be running away risk. Oh, I said, it'll be all right, see. Okay, there's second stool close, see, put them on you. And there's a collar there, see, no, you're not going to be too big for you, but we'll make a hole in it, see, we'll fix you up. He put on the collar of me, and there the two of us went up and our 2 buses and made up, and there isn't a village or a town in Kerry, but we traversed and travelled, the 2 of us. But I remember one morning, one day, it was very warm day, and we called into a public house in Killarney for a bottle of lemonade, and we sat down there, and the man of the house came on. He began looking at us, and We said, it's a very warm day. We said to us, he'd give us our 2 bottles of lemonade, and after that, he came up against steering me. I thought he knew me or something. He said to me, are you long ordained? He said to me. Oh, I am, says I am, sir, says I. You're the youngest man I ever see yet ordained, he said to me. I was rather scarce.
What age were you that?
Huh?
What age were you that?
About 18 years.
What age?
About 18 years. You know, about 18 years. You're the youngest man I ever see ordained yet, he said to me. So I enjoyed myself while I was with this priest anyhow, and after that then I got an order from Cumberland Lynch, Liam Lynch, to come on to Brigade Headquarters. Brigade Headquarters at that time started above in a place called Badger's Hill, above Bodenfort, above Morden Abbey. So I went up there anyhow, and we were there. There were boys from all over Munster, Waterford and Limerick and all North Cork, 2 or 3 men nearly out over in Battalion area. I was sent there representing Kanturk. Newmarket was represented by Mick Denny Sullivan and Dan Brown, and so on along down. There was a fine crowd of men, I suppose 80 or 90 men there. Well, we were there for a couple of months drilling and everything else under Ernest O'Malley. Dublin little fella, very cross, very hard man. I was all disciplined. He wouldn't leave a talk, or he wouldn't leave a smoke a fag, or do anything at all. No. He was a real typical Tom Barry type,
Yes.
you know, British officer. He was.
So he wasn't a British officer, was he? No.
He may be in the army, British officer.
Is that right?
He may be. I didn't know much about him.
He had that appearance.
Yeah, that appears to us. He
Is
was
that
so
right?
strict. He was so strict, you know. But anyhow, our first ambush we took anyhow was in an armoured car coming from Cork to Fermoy. And our first time ever seeing an armoured car, of course, and we all took aim at it and used to sting it, passed away through Winterby. There was no more to it. It was so for another month or so, and had him at about 3 weeks. And the next order we got was we were going to capture Mallow Barracks. We thought that a terrible thing, of course, to capture Mallow Barracks. That we were surely, we would be surely doomed here.
Yeah.
We were ordered one night to get ready, and we got ready, and about 2 o'clock in the night, and we would march from Badger's Hill down along the road, the Mallow Cork Road, along down and down until we were down to the bridge near Mallow. We were ordered to halt there and take off our boots, sling them on our shoulders, and continue up along and into the town hall. We went up and into the town hall, and at 9 o'clock in the morning we had seen the military passing underneath us. One man had been riding, and he having a second horse with him. They carried 2 horses, one man having 2 horses, onto water. It was all planned by Cumberland Lynch and O'Malley.
Liam Lynch.
Yes, and O'Malley. There was 2 painters in the town of Mallow. One was Willis and the other was Bolster. And they always had the contract from the Board of Works of painting the military barracks. And they were just painting at the same time. And they were going in already in the morning to work. Before 9 o'clock, they were going into work with their white aprons on them, their white suits on them,
Yeah.
and they having a revolver inside it. And they were working away, of course, painting away inside. And the next man that came on, that Liam listened on, was Paddy McCarthy of Wheeling. He came on as an inspector from the Board of Works to examine the work the painters were after doing. And he came to the sentry at the gate with his letter. And the sentry looked at it and examined it and left him pass in. He had a revolver inside his coat too. Well, he went in and began measuring the skippery of the board and moving nearer to the armoury where the guns were held. So also were the 2 painters, shoving more nearer to the armoury, because there was over a dozen soldiers inside the armoury room. And we got an order straight across at the back of the town hall, over the wall. There was a ladder over to get over the wall. It's a very high wall, 12, 14 feet high. There was a ladder each side, and we had to go up one side and down the other, and that was down into the park, which was a park at that time. It's a football field now. But we got down the other side anyhow, and went along by the wall, on here towards our right, on here towards the barracks. until we came to the very end of the wall. And the next thing that happened was O'Malley was after coming down again, down the laneway to the barracks with another letter from the border works. And he showed the sentry, and the sentry got a bit doubtful about this one, and he wasn't going to leave him in. And O'Malley could see by his appearance. And what O'Malley did was put in his leg a bit further and jammed the door so that he couldn't shut the door on him. And before he knew where he was, O'Malley had him struck with his hand. This little soldier ran to the door, and the whistle was blown, and we got out in the little wicket gate, and the big gate was open for us. We went in after the soldier, and who was at the big door getting into the barrack, but the sergeant who was in charge of the barracks, he was Sergeant Gibbs. He said he couldn't surrender at all. He was about to pull his gun, and one of the boys shot him. We put him aside and walked in, put our rifle up against the wall, and went away down to the army, began throwing out guns, bayonets, helmets, every sort of military equipment out to the door. And the next thing came down the laneway was 3 motor cars. They were all loaded into the motor cars. Machine guns and rifles and helmets and VD lights and everything like that put in, every army equipment was put in. And we had a boy by the name of Coughlin, just from Charleville. And he went into the rooms, and into every room that was there, and brought out every British soldier out in the square, lined them up and drilled them, form fours.
He did.
Form 2 deep, form fours, marched them up and down while we were taking the guns and the rifles and the ammunition. He was below, drilling them around the square, this Coughlin boy. When all was over, we tried to burn it then, to burn the barracks, and we leaving. We had all taken out of it. And of course, it burned for a while, but the military came on. There was a lot of soldiers there. They came around, quenched it after a short time. We made down the park then again. After that, we went away down the park, the whole crowd of us, went down the park and made on for the bridge and got up below the bridge. And our way up, we were going up in the same direction, up the Cork Road again, and we met a lot of farmers coming down against us, with his wife sitting inside in the middle of the car, and he had pan of butter in the middle of the car. And we took out the pan of butter and took out the lady out and put him on the ditch, sat into the car horses and let the old man drive on up to Cork. So we could all drive up as far as Morton Abbey, and we got back into our own place, our own digs above again, up in Badger's Hill. Back to Badger's Hill again.
Right there.
We'd have to go up to Badger's Hill again. We were only there about a week when Liam Lynch gave me an order to go to Skibbereen, go down to Skibbereen for to shoot Sergeant Denny. He was the sergeant who was with the military who shot Colonel Clancy, who showed the house to the military. He was here in Kentucky.
Sergeant Denny.
Sergeant Denny, he was stationed here in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And he gave me an order to go down to Skibbereen to shoot. Did I know him? And I said I knew him perfectly well. He said, go down and shoot him, he said. So I made off my bicycle first up to Cork. And I had 2 dispatches in my pocket. He gave me 2 dispatches. One to give to a Nolan's in the Grand Parade. And I went in there, and Nolan's the Grand Parade, and I asked, no, were you Miss Nolan? She said, yes, I am. I gave her the dispatch, and she said, a minute, you have to wait a few minutes, she said. Went up, I got her hat and coat and put it on, and took my way down to the Cork and Bandon Railway. I didn't know there was a second railway in Cork at all at the time. Mm-hmm. You know, but took me on that, and I drew a ticket there, and I went on to Bandon. And when I went on to Bandon, the first 2 I met on the platform was 2 policemen. They looked at me, and I didn't see them at all. I went away downtown, and I called to a big drapery shop with the name of Hagerty's, and I asked the boss there, and he came talking to me, and I said, have you a boy here? I said, by the name of Helly. He said, I have. I want to see him, I said. They brought on Helly to me, and I gave Helly the dispatch. Helly said to me, we can't leave, he says, until after 6 o'clock, and I'm finished here. So I just stayed in the house, and the man gave me tea, and but I been talking to him for a while, and it wasn't the time but long going. And at 6 o'clock he got 2 bicycles. This little Helly fella got a bicycle for himself and a bicycle for me. and we were just leaving Bandon at 10 o'clock, just curfew. The military were actually coming out to their barracks in the long avenue going in. We saw them coming out, enforcing the curfew at 10 o'clock. We just passed, and we went on the road from Bandon to Skibbereen, and we could have gone, I suppose, about 4 miles or so. And he knew the place thoroughly well. Carted his used house there, and there was about 20 boys inside there with all kinds of firearms, revolvers and rifles and every sort of a make of a revolver. We were there until about 12 o'clock, and I had seen a hard hat hanging up in a nail in the wall, and I got hold of the hard hat and I see would it fit me, and it fits me grand. And I got a switch coat hanging in the dress and I put it on me again. I didn't know who it belonged to at all, but they all dispersed anyhow, and me and Henley went away too, and we cycled on a no road on towards Bandon, towards Skibbereen. On near a crossroad, we went into a hay barn to have a sleep, to have a rest, and we rested there until day broke. And after the day breaking, we jumped down off of the hay barn and we went over to a tub of water that was under the sluice, took off our coats and washed our face, and wiped our face with the inside of our coats, and came out in the road in as gay as a lark, and walked down to the cross. And after a short time, what comes on to us with our car, motor car from Bandon, sat into our car and made on for Skibbereen. It was Sunday morning. Made on for 8 o'clock mass. We went to the 8 o'clock mass. We had our motor car at the cross. There's a cross within, I suppose, about 300 or 400 yards of the chapel, and we told the motor car to stay there and wait for us. We went to mass, 8 o'clock mass, and we didn't go in too far at all in the chapel. And I said to Harry, you don't know this man at all, I said to him, see, and don't you stir. Let me go to him, says I. I'll knock him, says I, but let you watch the second fella, for he'll get the two of us going. The fella might have a gun. All right, says Harry, I'll do that. We waited there until they were coming out, and we stood at each pier of the chapel gate. As they passed about 6 or 8 of them, police passed out, and he wasn't in them at all. We waited there for 11 o'clock mass, did the same. He wasn't there. We waited for 12 o'clock mass. 7 or 8 more policemen came to mass there. He wasn't there. So Harry said to me, I have an aunt. He said, we'll go down now. He said, we'll give word first, he said, to our motor car man, and we'll tell him we don't want him anymore. So we gave word to our man and motor. He went away home on to Bandon. And we went down to his aunt. She was living in the town of Skibbereen, and we had our breakfast there. We waited there until night, and we found out that Sergeant Denny's wife was living a mile outside the town of Skibbereen. So we went there that night and raided the house. And she told us, I have never seen him. She said, I have never seen him since the day he was the cause of shooting the 2 boys in Kanturk. I have never seen him since, or I don't want to see him. I don't know where he is. I couldn't tell you.